Good morning everyone and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are not new here, then welcome back. I appreciate you coming back. Today's video is just going to be a day in the life. We are unfortunately stuck at home for 10 days, my daughter and I, and so I'm just going to show you kind of what we've been doing. Today was supposed to be a big day for her. She's actually missing out on quite a few events. But I'm going to start the day off with some emergency powder, my FLO Vitamins, which I am obsessed with, and of course, some coffee. So, random heads up, you're going to see us eating a lot of bread this morning, and before someone says anything, we do not typically eat this much bread, but as you can see, I have this French bread from the store that's like sort of pre-sliced in these little slices. I ordered groceries and they sent me the wrong thing, and I didn't have anything planned with it, and this bread tends to go bad very quick, so today we are just having a lot of bread. I'm starting off with just bread and butter with my coffee. It's something that my grandparents used to eat, and I just kind of remember doing that with my grandma when I was younger. And right now, my daughter, Sophia, is on a huge toast kick, so I made her a couple of pieces of toast. She is like hungry as soon as she opens her eyes. So I paired it with a couple of other little things, but this is like her first breakfast. And here I am finishing up my coffee and kind of fixing it. My filter tore open. This has been happening a lot lately for some reason. I don't know if I just got like a faulty batch of filters. So I'm having to like strain my coffee after, which is totally not fun, but it's okay. If I have to, I will. So right here, you're just going to kind of see us hanging out in the living room with the TV and my phone eating. I know it's a little controversial, but we've been stuck home. We were supposed to have so much to do today, and we're kind of moping, and I think that that's okay occasionally. So here we are just enjoying ourselves, and then we're going to go and get ourselves ready to start the day. now that we're dressed and ready for the day, we're gonna head on outside to do one of Sophia's favorite things right now. If you guys have been thinking about getting a saucer swing, I highly recommend it. Sophia got this a couple of weeks ago for her birthday, and her cousins, younger and older, have all been enjoying it. We love it. Ours holds up to almost like 700 pounds, so it's great. But right now, we're just reading, I believe, Little Red Riding Hood and then also Sleeping Beauty. These are the versions that Usborne Books sells. We really needed to get some fresh air in. This is Monday that we're filming this, and with the weekend, we tried to stay in a little bit more, just that way we didn't like run into other kids or people in the neighborhood. So now that most people are at work and not home, we're enjoying some outside fresh air, which again was much needed. So we lasted about 30 minutes outside. It's really hot and humid where we live. And Sophia is still sick, even though we're at the inn. So I don't want her to get overheated or anything like that. So we came in for a little bit. She is wanting to go back out. So we're just kind of cooling off. And then we're gonna go sit outside and let her have some yogurt, since that's kind of cooling, and she'll be underneath a fan. But I wanted to show you guys what I've been giving her. We typically use these like for soccer games. It's drip drops. It's similar to other things on the market that you guys have probably heard of. I just so happen to find this one in watermelon, and I love anything watermelon flavored. We have tried other flavors, but watermelon is my favorite, and Sophia seems to prefer watermelon as well. So we always buy the watermelon. So this is 3 times the electrolytes. And like I said, we usually use these for like her soccer games and things like that. Probably like 1 a day. And I'll probably drink a little bit before I give it to her. And it's just something different. She really likes the flavor of these. And I know she's staying nice and hydrated. So as you guys just saw, Sophia was ready for a snack. She had some honey Greek yogurt with blueberries and granola. And here I am busting out the bread again. And I'm talking because I'm telling you that when I was younger, I used to watch a TV show. I don't remember what it's called for the life of me, but I felt like the girl used to like sneak out her window to do like investigation work. If you know what I'm talking about, leave it down below. But in this show, she used to eat tomato and mayonnaise sandwiches, and so that's kind of what I'm doing right here. I'm just putting mayonnaise and tomatoes and a little salt and pepper, and that's what I'm eating. I find this such a good snack, like especially in the summer when it's hot, because it's like not too heavy, even though it's bread. It just feels nice. It tastes nice. But yeah, let me know if you know what show I'm talking about down below, because I just can't remember what it's called at all. While we were outside, we stayed outside for about an hour. I think we did really well with the fan. We got on the swing a little bit longer, and then we just kind of came inside, cooled off. Sophia wanted to FaceTime my husband, so we did that for a bit. And now I'm gonna get started on supper. It is 12 o'clock, but Sophia wants black bean soup for supper, so we need to cook up some black beans first. I personally love cooking them in the Instapot. It still takes about an hour or a little more, but it's just so much quicker than a few hours on the stove. So we're gonna get that started just so we kind of have it out the way. And while I'm doing that, Sophia is sticking these little window clings that we painted a couple days ago. Are not window clings. I think they're called like sun catchers that you paint. So we've been working on these for a couple of days. This is my little son, and she is sticking them to the back door right here, and I'm gonna get supper started. So if you're curious as to how I season these black beans, I keep it pretty simple because I'm cooking like a double batch essentially, and I'm going to split it up for different recipes. I do keep the bell pepper and the onion in pretty big chunks because that way it's easy to fish out and use it in this specific recipe, the black bean soup. And then I use a chicken bouillon powder instead of chicken broth. It's just easier to keep on hand, and I really like the flavor of it. And then I might add like salt and cumin. I think that was all I added. Again, when I use these for their specific recipe, then I kind of like re-season them or season them a little bit better. And then these beans will cook on high pressure for 30 minutes with the 20-minute natural release. Sometimes I release it for a little bit longer. I don't like specifically pay attention to that. Pretty simple. I love cooking my black beans this way. So here I am using more French bread. I'm just making Sophia one small sandwich. She's going to have it on the side of her soup. Today for lunch, she's having the soup I made the day before, which is sopa de fideo. It's a pretty simple soup. You just need a few ingredients like tomatoes, onion, noodles. If you do like tomato-based soups, I highly recommend checking out recipes. I found recipes on like TikTok, YouTube. We did the very basic version and it's absolutely delicious. So I have that warming up on the stove, and as soon as that's warm, she's gonna have a little bit of lunch. I'm also gonna have a little soup with her. Here's Sophia's lunch. I have this soup, some freeze-dried strawberries, and her little sandwich. She's gonna finish up her puzzle and then probably come join me. So now that we finished lunch, we went back to working on the puzzle. Sophia wanted me to finish it with her. And what makes me so happy is This puzzle is actually from when I was a child. I was born at the end of 1990, and this puzzle wasn't really stored all that well, to be honest. My dad's house in my childhood home recently was torn down from Hurricane Ida. And this puzzle, we found it in pieces. So like different boxes and bins and things like that had pieces in it. I want to say some pieces were just kind of scattered. We had to go through everything that we could. And I'm really shocked because on our last trip, I think I found like the last 2 pieces. And it's just really awesome that we were able to keep this puzzle for so long. But you'll see we finish this one up and then we move on to a Melissa and Doug puzzle. If your child likes puzzles and like big floor puzzles, Melissa and Doug has a lot of cute ones. We really enjoy doing those. This rainforest one, I would say, is a little bit more difficult for Sophia, but we still enjoy doing them. She likes them. We do them over and over all the time. You'd have saw that last clip of me making an iced coffee, but my camera died. That's the second time it dies on me today. I do not have a backup battery, but if I want to film this type of content, then I think maybe I should look into getting one. It's just something I never did before. But in that time while the camera was charging, I actually had a few phone calls I had to make, and Sophia had a bit of quiet time, just kind of like resting. laying with the dog, stuff like that. So really it was nothing to film anyways. But now I'm back. She is playing with some slime at her little table in our spare room, extra room, middle room. We call it all the things. So she's doing that, and the kitchen is not crazy, but has a little bit going on. It definitely needs to be cleaned up. So I'm gonna work on that. I even have like the dog's food out on the floor, you might have noticed. I tend to get lazy and just keep it near her bowl instead of picking it up. And I wanna do that. I wanna put it in its proper place and just do a few things in the house. I am also watching a YouTube video while I wash these dishes. If you're interested, the YouTuber that I'm watching right now is Michelle B. And the video is "Your Comfort Zone is Destroying You." I really like her content. Her voice is really like nice and calming. She's someone that I enjoy listening to and watching kind of while I'm doing tasks around the house. So I'm gonna play her video, give you guys some nice little music or something to listen to, and we're gonna get the kitchen cleaned up-ish. So now we're gonna go back to that black bean soup. The beans are done. I'm just going to chop up a little bit of this turkey bacon and kind of like pan fry it in the pot. Half of it, about half, I'm gonna keep in there, and it's gonna go through the immersion blender with everything else. And then half of it I'm gonna take out, and when it's kind of crispy, and we can kind of top the soup with that. I feel like the turkey bacon adds a lot of flavor, but obviously you do not have to add any type of meat if you don't want to. I've definitely cooked it without the meat and with veggie broth before. I love black bean soup because I feel like it can be so versatile. There's so many ways to kind of play around with it, make it your own. Even the finished product, what you add to it and things like that. I just really like it. I like that it's easy to change up and it's really simple to make. So yeah, here I am working on the bacon. just saw Sophia brought me a slime pie to eat. She has had that specific slime for a while now. I give her independence with slime. She's not right here, but we got some in her hair. So let's try to get it out. It's not much. I think it's actually gonna be okay, but this is our first time dealing with it in hair. So it actually came right out like it was nothing with leave-in conditioner and a comb. Since we are in the bathroom and she picked up already, we're just gonna go straight into bath time. And while she's taking a bath, I'm gonna go in the living room and just clean up a little bit from the day, toys all around. Here's her favorite bath toys right now. I'm just quickly showing you that. She loves playing with her Barbies. Anyone else have a dog who makes just as much mess as a child? I really didn't clean up much, but it wasn't so bad. That table, Sophia has been actively playing with those things every day, all day. The suitcase as well. She's been playing Disney World. That's her backpack, her purse, all these things. We take a plane ride, a cab ride. So I'm gonna leave that out for now. I'm gonna go help her in the tub. Maybe we'll clean it up in the evening, but I have a feeling once she gets out the tub before bedtime, she's gonna play with it again. So now I'm just taking the immersion blender to the black bean soup. And in this next clip, this might seem a little odd, but someone sent my husband home with these from work. They kind of like gifted them to him. That's kind of common for alcohol. So I'm just going to show you how I spruce them up. I don't really love the flavor of it, but I am making this for him. So I put lime around the rim so I could get some salt and tahini on the glass. That glass doesn't quite fit well, but I make it work. I'm just adding some ice. I'm adding about half of the drink, a little more. A little bit of this bartender lime juice thing. I got it from Walmart. And then I'm adding some orange juice because these have like a bite to them and orange juice kind of takes that away. And then I'm putting a lime and it's done. And now we are just combing through Sophia's hair and I'm going to braid it. I apologize for how, like, I don't know, red and washed out my face started to look towards the end of the day. I don't know if it's just from cooking and the heat and I don't know. But I am looking pretty red and washed out to the point where I actually had to delete some clips because I just looked a little too crazy. So here we are having dinner and I decided to end the video here because it was just going to be kind of lounging around till bed after this. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it.